Hey guys, this is Lady O'Bannon coming to you from my car in the great state of Texas. Please forgive me if I'm not looking at you as I am concentrating on the road. I am on my way back from picking up some dog food. Once I get back home, I'm going to feed the dogs and I am going to go out for a night of work. So yeah, while I'm driving, I want to make a quick video, and that's going to be about suspected narcissists and apologies. Now, I've read online on a couple of Facebook groups stories of people's narcs who weren't very apologetic, and I'll read that narcs don't apologize, which just isn't true. The narcissist in my life did often apologize. He would acknowledge when he was wrong and tell me that he recognized that there were things that he needed to work on. And he, of course, would say that he would never put me in a situation where I would have to doubt his love for me and doubt the future of our relationship continuing, or marriage continuing. However, he would put me in situations again and again where I would question his behavior, question his love for me, and question if it was even worth continuing to be married to this person. He would break down into tears and become a pity party. Oh, woe is me, I'm so awful, you shouldn't be with me, you deserve better than me. And I would take the bait. I would fall for it, and I would try to build him up and raise his esteem and, get him to settle down, because he would start crying out and shouting and yelling, and he might hit himself in the head or start threatening suicide. So I, of course, being a person who doesn't want to see someone in pain, I would go to him and try to talk to him and tell him about his positive qualities and let him know that I saw potential and I saw him progress. It's just that the step that he had taken backwards was so far backwards that it placed a lot of doubt on the situation. But he would get me to basically pity him, and it would be all about him. Now, in those moments, he was actually telling me the truth and was being the most truthful about himself than he had been up to that point in the relationship. When they tell you, oh, you don't want to be with me, I have a problem, people leave me, you should leave me, I'm no good, they're being quite honest with you. Now, they don't want you to think that, but whatever it is they're spilling out to you, that's exactly what they think of themselves, and they're warning you. I mean, that's probably the closest thing to love, I guess, that they can show. They care about you enough to know that they're no good for you. Now, I did not listen to the narc in my life. I wanted to believe that inside of him was this good person, this great person that I have fallen in love with and said yes to marrying, but in reality, the person that I saw who was groveling in front of me and then, basically turning inside out in the next breath and becoming this horrible name-calling, insulting person. That was him. Those were his true feelings coming out, and I would, excuse me, it's late. I'm having to stay up a couple more hours to work. It was so confusing to me because here in front of me was this wild man, this beast, who was burdened with so many different things that he just felt that he had to lash out. When in reality, it was someone who was a beast. It's just that nothing was burning them. They were burning themselves. So, yeah, I would accept his apology again and again. And it got to where I would tell him, gee, where have I heard this before? I don't believe you. And he would get mad at me. He would get upset. I stopped really caring about him crying. I just saw it as like some weak BS on his part, some cowardly stuff, because as soon as things got real and intense and I started addressing certain things about his behavior to him in front of him, he would revert to the crying, screaming, pity party and fall all out and beg me to forgive him. And it was theatrics. It was so dramatic and over the top, and it started to make me roll my eyes, because it wouldn't matter what he had said or done to me and how horrible it was. It was all about how I was making him feel about not forgiving him, and how he felt about himself, and what I felt didn't seem to matter. And he would say, "Oh, babe, what you feel does matter," but it wasn't the truth, because again, he would turn things around and make it about himself. Now, towards the end, he put all the blame on me. He told me he got upset and exploded the way he did because of what I had said or I had done. And anything I had said or done was so much worse than anything he had said or done. So, yeah, the apologies, they were made, but they weren't genuine. It was part of the feature faking. So when you see the narc fall on their knees and start crying and getting emotional, it's all emotional manipulation. They want you to feel sorry for them so you can forgive them and forget and move on and basically live out your life with them like it's the Groundhog Day from heck. So looks like I am almost home, so I'm going to turn this video off. Thank you for joining me. I am going back and forth on whether I want to share my story on here. It is very personal. It just has some mature themes. I don't go into any explicit detail or anything, but I do feel it's important to get out there just in case, and especially because there are likely people like me who are too embarrassed to talk about these things, but I want to take off the shame of my situation and be open and honest. So anyway, I might redo the video I did so that I'm not sharing as much personal detail. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'm going to go ahead and focus on the road.